99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, and time here in SVG, it is 8:09 on the 2nd of December, 2024. And we are back with you for another segment of our Activated Mornings program, commentary segment. All right, so in studio, you have Dianna, Cain, and myself, Roleza Samuel. So we are going to head right into it.
All right, so a story that has been buzzing lately, probably we
All right,
should read.
okay, let's go ahead.
Why does it do this? Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Roleza. How are you? Good
Hi,
morning, Dianna.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, and how are you? We're fine.
I am blessed. Blow in the right direction. Stay fine. Listen, Dianna,
Yes.
I'm standing fully firm with men, but Roleza,
Mm,
not fully. Listen, sweetheart, who feels it knows it.
mm,
And I honestly believe, it's my opinion, that if President Biden has remained there, he would have allowed his son to do the time. But
Okay.
Roleza, think about it. With all that the president-elect is spewing out, you would have wanted to leave your
I know,
son in
right?
his hand when you had the chance to save
I
him.
take it. I take it. No, I mean, I do not disagree, but yeah, it's just that thin
Yeah,
line. It's a
this
thin line.
conjunction. Listen, but this conjunction. Listen, all the things that the man is saying, I ask you, would
Mm,
you would have liked to leave your son? And he says he would find all kind of things
yeah.
to send that young man to jail for life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He didn't kill anybody. He didn't. I'm not saying that he shouldn't pay for his thing, but seeing whose hands you're gonna leave him in and you can save him. I totally agree. I would have done the same thing.
Well, I guess that's the thing when you're in a position of power and influence as well. So yeah.
No, I would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if he had thing, he would have honestly carried out his word. But
Okay.
it would be hard to leave your son hand in somebody like that. It's like you having a baby and you know that they're beating their own children. You don't want to leave your child with them.
I take your
I don't
point.
think so.
Yeah, I take your point, man. I take your point.
No, I honestly don't. I honestly don't think so. He was pardoned for so many things, and he doesn't even have the decency to say, "Well, okay, I've been excused." All he wants to get there from day one is for I can't even find the right word. Vindictive. I mean, now look what he want to do with Canada. He wants to charge us because we'll have to pay too for 25% tariff. You think is Canada is gonna pay all the government? It's the consumers. So all them over there who had the folk cock up Dianna and had it cross way and the elbow kimbo thinking that it was the glory. Heaven help them with that ladies of God. Let me say good morning to everyone at the sound of my voice. Auntie is in the house. Roleza, I'll be on the rock soon. I'm not. And I hope you girls will come to meet
Niceness.
me, okay?
Yes.
Niceness. All right.
Yeah, man. You, Roleza, you'll come and break a ital with me, okay?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I most certainly will.
All right, so yeah.
All right. Take care. You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
All
Yeah,
right.
bye.
All right. So, Kojo, morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I falsely think Biden was wrong to say he was going to pardon him. If my son, I was going to pardon him regardless to what.
Okay.
Because that kind of charge, the kind of charge he get charged. Say that he never used drugs. People do that all. Black people, almost half example. Plus the tax evasion. The man pay back the taxes, The man don't pay back the taxes.
All right.
So he don't pay off the taxes. But because bullying somebody with tax evasion and stuff. But you could lock up a lot of people in America. So that was the
yeah. Could you signal breaking up though?
Well, I'm in Brooklyn, so Brooklyn, I don't know how to go.
Okay. All right, but we got the gist of it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks. All right. Yeah. So it is what it is at this point, right? It is what it is. So that was in relation to our previous discussion regarding Hunter Biden, all right, and him being pardoned by his father.
Not the accent.
Of course, the accent has to come in. Of course.
All right. So that started circulating in the news last week. By now, we probably forgotten about it because there were 3 new murders, and you probably fresh new things in your mind to think about over the weekend. But last week there was an article in the news about 2 students in her throat. We are not sure up to the last time of what am I saying? Up to the last news time, the young lady who was stabbed in her throat was in critical condition, and it was not said what weapon was used to stab her, if it was a knife or pencil or some other thing, right? It was not officially said what was stabbed the child, but a student of the Bethel High School stabbed a student of the Central Leeward Secondary School in her throat with an object. It is alleged that they had altercations over a male mutual friend that they had, and eventually things boiled down to that point. The person that did this stabbing claimed that the one who she stabbed had been bullying her for quite a long time. Parents were called in. They spoke. They had discussions in the school, but apparently the situation was not resolved, and it led up to that happening. So that's what's happening with our children in school. We've been talking about this. We've been talking about considering ways to help to resolve these issues. The Loud project is on, and members of the Loud team have gone out to schools, and they have actually visited that very Barely Secondary School. I think on the last trip, the last day of the phase, that school was visited. So we are still working along with our young people. We are still brainstorming on ways that we can help them with their aggression, right? So.
Yeah. So we touched on it briefly on Friday when Primus called in and wanted to on it, but more information was disclosed in the Searchlight newspaper. Yeah. So a lot of what we are basing our thoughts on would be coming from the Searchlight article. I think what it is that, well, first off, right? I am not trying to pass on blame to anyone, but I always say that this is exactly how things escalate, right? Now, the student from the Bethel Secondary School, if the information as contained in the Searchlight article, but they're saying that she was driven to the school. And the question that I had to ask, the first thing that jumped out at me was, the person who transported her there, did they know the state of mind that she was in at that time, right? Now, again, as I said, I'm not passing on blame to anybody else, but I do realize that there are some times when persons who may be in a position to quell conflict or to try to resolve situations. States, I know that there are some persons, if a crime has been committed, whether or not the person, in this case, the driver, was actually, if the driver knowingly knew what was going to happen, or if they did not know, but because they facilitated it in terms of the transportation, they could actually be charged as well as an accomplice.
Yes, I know somebody that was actually charged like that. They gave somebody a ride. They had no idea what the person was going to do. They just gave them a ride. Turns out they were going to commit a crime, and the person was actually jailed for that, something that they had nothing to do with.
Yeah, so these are the little things for me so these 2 students would have had their beef, right? What said it stemmed from, man, I don't understand why. Anyway, it said that it stemmed from them falling out over a mutual male friend, which to me is kind of ridiculous because it shouldn't even get to that level. And then something else inside of the article mentioned about the one of the students. I couldn't distinguish who was who though. Being something, an intoxic, particular substance being forced down her throat as she was sleeping. Now, to me, this is some next level wickedness because I can't. I mean, the thing about it is that I can't with children even thinking along these lines. But the thing of it is that they're exposed to so much information out there that anything is point in time. And I don't even know, I mean, the schools the school was involved because parents were also involved in it. But what is it that we're going to be doing, and how much more of these type of situations are we going to see? Recently, we saw a situation where a young male, it was actually two, but I read in another paper that it was actually two situations where two young men burned two persons, right? And they were young.
Yes.
And I'm there thinking, what is it that is happening with our young people today? Is it that they don't know how to express themselves? Is it a case where because the information was posted on social media and maybe it was making a circulation through WhatsApp or wherever it was being circulated, that the person on the receiving end of it did not know how to deal with the situation in terms of not being just walking away or, whatever other methods they could have done to not have taken. And to me, it is frightening. It is extremely frightening at this particular point in time.
Yeah, the fact that these young children are considering killing without even... Everybody knows it's wrong to kill. Everybody knows that if you commit a crime, you will go to jail. Well, once you are... It's interesting to note that these young children have no fear of prison, no fear of that whatsoever. They're just, I'm going to kill you, and if I'm going to kill you, I am going to kill you, and maybe some of them are accidental too.
But that's the thing. Do you think that maybe she went with the intent to kill, or she just probably went with the intent to stab? And killing could have been a possible result, because I don't know if young people are actually thinking that far ahead. The thought may have been, I'm just going there to damage her, right? Or I'm going to teach her a lesson. But what could have been the possible outcome of what she did? Mind. Yeah. So it's really unfortunate, and I don't even know how we're going to put a stop to it. But it is a topic that we're going to pick up in our night. This commentary at this time, and we'll be back with you with more Activated Morning.